What has a 100 chance of killing you? Well, there are a few things that have a 100 chance of killing you. One of them is, unfortunately, death itself. It's the only thing that's certain in life. No matter who you are or what you do, eventually, we all have to face the inevitable. So, in a way, you could say that death has a 100 chance of taking you down. Just saying. My inner redneck. Well, I didn't do it, but I really wanted to. Recently I visited a coal power plant for work. They had a conveyor that was on but empty. I was there with my boss and I told him that I know it'd die coming off, but I really wanted to get on it and go for a ride. Oh, he fist laughed at me and said, "Yes, don't do that." Asphyxiation. In roughly 5 minutes, but it can vary from person to person. If your brain has no oxygen for a good 20 minutes, you're 100 dead. Every time. Obligatory link to the infamous rabies post, spit. Every single person throughout history who has swallowed their own spit has died. You and I will too. Someday. It's the spit, I tell you. I drink most weekends even though I'm acutely aware that I would be healthier, wealthier, and live about a decade longer if I didn't. Touching 2 phases of a 347/600 V800 amp disconnect would do it pretty quickly, loudly, and it would hurt a ton while it did. Interesting to think about, the entire population of the world in 1900 has all died and been replaced by newer versions. The tinfoil wrapped mystery meat in the back of my dad's old refrigerator. It stabbed me to death. I got better. COPD will kill anyone that has it. Cancer, or your heart doesn't get at you and you have COPD, it will kill you. Hi! When creepy nerds learn how to write whole sentence and spell properly on their computer screens. Oxygen. 100 of people who have breathed this poison gas have died. It just take a really long time. Realistically, being hit within like a 10-mile radius of an atomic bomb. Jokingly, dying. When my ex realizes her best friends are one group of people I've dated my whole life. The number one cause of death is birth. It may take a bit of time, but everyone dies. Drinking manganese heptoxide while sitting in a pool of lava. That sounds about right. Anytime on New Year's Day when people say I am going to change this time for real. Fucking around with the demon core. My mom's unrelentless barrage of constant questions about every detail in my life. Taking a ride with Vincent Vega in a Chevy Nova or getting punched by Mike Tyson. Lead poisoning cause I eat noodles that get stuck on the pan cause I hate waste. Doing your own wiring in a camper with a negative wire touching a positive one. Falling off of a skyscraper and onto pavement. No way anyone is surviving that. Oxygen and water. Everyone uses those things, so they must be killing us. Rabies. Stuff is absolute nightmare fuel if it gets going in your body. Attempting to get close enough to lick the surface of a neutron star. Breathing oxygen and consuming water both have a 100 mortality rate. Nothing. Statistically speaking, I've survived everything so far. Well, everyone that died drank water. So I guess that's drinking water. Crippling loneliness that's now manifesting into extreme depression. Jumping from an airplane without a parachute at 30,000 feet. Sharks with laser beams strapped to their freaking backs. When President Trump reveals Russia's next conquest. Suddenly replacing 50 of your body mass with antimatter. Falling asleep in the middle of an ocean without a boat. A super intelligent snail about to win $1 million. The consequences of being born will eventually kill you. Life. It's a very dangerous SCD with a 100 death rate. Lava. But something about it makes me want to dive in. Being in the Titan submarine while in crushing depths. My wife if you tell her that dress makes her look fat. My wife if you don't put that goddamn seat down. Being stung by a box jellyfish or blue ring octopus. If your name is written in the Death Note notebook. Hippos. They'll murk you for looking at them funny.